While there's little scientific consensus on the prevalence of gluten sensitivity, many South Africans have joined the global trend to go gluten-free. But is this bread really free of gluten? Claire Mawisa investigates.
16-year-old Michael Butcher plays for Fish Hoek High School's first cricket team, a feat for any grade 10 learner. But for Michael, it's been especially tough to get here. Across the mountain lives Nicoletta Dija, a working mom with an active lifestyle. For both Michael and Nicoletta, there's one thing that can put a stop to even the most basic tasks. In most cultures, bread is the symbol of life. It's transcended its nutritional value. People gather to break bread. But what is mouth-watering to you and I is literally poison to others.
I didn't used to wake up with open sores.
Michael's mother, Joanne, struggles to watch her son suffer.
Nobody knew what was wrong with him, and he just started losing weight and he was dying. I mean, the child, and I was going from one doctor to the next, from pillar to post, begging for help.
You get desperate for help.
Michael was eventually diagnosed with a severe form of celiac disease, where the body's own immune system attacks body tissues when you ingest gluten. His gastroenterologist is Dr. David Epstein.
Gluten, which is a protein occurring in wheat, barley and rye, is ingested. It is recognized by the immune system as being something foreign and dangerous, and the immune system would then mount an attack towards that protein. In the process, the lining of the intestine becomes a battleground.
It's an indescribable sort of pain. It's not stabbing, it's just painful, horrible.
People using wheat bread in the same toaster as gluten-free bread, because even then, those tiny bits of crumb, that tiny amount can cause people to get ill.
Dr. Marinda McDonald specializes in allergies.
The celiac patients really have an impaired quality of life, and they rely on accurate information.
It's for this reason that gluten-free baking developed, but it's become popular even with those who don't have celiac disease.
In America, for example, up to 25% of people either are on a gluten-free diet or want to change to a gluten-free diet, whereas the number of people who suffer with serious gluten-related illnesses, in fact, is very few.
Gluten-free products are more readily available, and people opt for it as a lifestyle choice because there's a fashionability to that.
Paul Hartman is an artisan baker who specializes in good old-fashioned, slow-fermented, wood oven-baked bread made with stone-ground wheat flour.
We've been eating bread for 10,000 years, and then in the last 2 years, everybody's gluten intolerant. It's the ingredients and how we treat the ingredients and how we make the bread. That's the problem.
At his Woodstock bakery, the dough is left to ferment for up to 52 hours.
By doing that, we are denaturing a lot of the gluten, and we are changing it so that it is acceptable to our digestive system. Way more than high-speed, quick bread on a commercial basis.
Professor Tim Noakes is known for challenging conventional nutritional guidelines and the quality of modern wheat products.
Flour has been more and more refined, and now the flour is different. The wheat that is grown is different than it was even 50 years ago. And we don't know all the changes that have occurred. There are many people who are suggesting that the glyphosate on the grains is causing us to change the gut flora, and that is causing some of the problems. And that's why when you take grains out of the diet, you're just not removing gluten, you're doing a whole lot of other things as well.
From celiac patients to banters, consumers are willing to pay a premium for alternative breads. Mass-produced white bread in supermarkets starts selling at around 9 Rand a loaf. However, a much smaller gluten-free loaf averages over 50 Rand. Some shops charge even more. But it can be difficult to tell if products really are gluten-free. We sent our team to buy bread sold as gluten-free from a number of outlets with the view to send the baked goods to the lab for scientific scrutiny. Our operatives visited 3 outlets in Gauteng and the Western Cape. To maintain the chain of evidence, we filmed the entire process, from entering the shop to sealing the samples in bags. Nature's Healing is a Centurion-based business that sells natural health products and offers the services of a naturopath. In the shop, staff told us their bread was gluten-free and that the listed ingredients were also gluten-free. We established that their bread comes from a supplier called Bella B. At another Centurion-based health supermarket called One Life Health, we purchased more breads that had come from the same supplier, Bella B, also labeled Jemmy bread. In this same store, gluten-free products also came from another supplier called Green Valley Life.
If you have a look, this is the bread.
To get samples straight from the two suppliers, we met Green Valley Life and Bella B representatives who gave us more of their products claimed to be gluten-free. In Cape Town, we decided to revisit a bakery that had been the subject of consumer journalist Wendy Knowler's investigations 2 years before. Freedom Bakery is also a coffee shop and specializes in baked produce from alternative flours. The bakery claims to make their own products, and our operatives could see only gluten-free ingredients on many of their products. For clarity, we asked whether this meant the products were in fact gluten-free.
Are these cereals gluten-free?
Yeah, coconut based.
Natasha Mandiringa is the owner of Freedom Bakery. She claims to have devised a special fermentation process that allowed her to use non-gluten flours to get the amazing results in her baking that customers come back for.
It's amazing. Actually, everybody that I serve it to would never say that it's sugar-free, gluten-free, and actually not that bad for you.
They use coconut flour, that's what they said, and xylitol, so no artificial sweeteners and no wheat, so gluten-free.
The gluten is protein, and it's almost like elastic bands that are forming together and holding each other even after bake. So when you tear it, there should be a tearing. Like if you tear meat, there's muscle fiber, there must be protein fiber in the bread when you break it apart. Gluten-free would be a very clean break, or if there's high fat in it, it would crumble like a muffin.
If you simply go by touch and feel, the samples we bought resemble gluten-containing bread. So the question remains, is there a breakthrough method to produce gluten-free bread that is so close to the real thing one couldn't tell the difference? Only scientific tests could reveal the truth.
Facts Lab in Stellenbosch is one of the only accredited laboratories in South Africa that tests for food allergies.
Our team delivered the samples in person and filmed the breaking of the seals before the scientists conducted a gluten test on all our samples. In line with the Codex standard for gluten-free foods, South African legislation specifies that if you claim food is gluten-free, it must contain no more than 20 gluten parts per million or 20 milligrams per kilogram.
So that would be the tip of a teaspoon to half a teaspoon of wheat flour.
Food scientist, allergy specialist and owner of Facts Labs, Dr. Harris Steinman, interpreted the test results.
We've diluted it down to measure the total amount of gluten in, and you can therefore extrapolate how much wheat flour was used.
Steinman confirmed that all our samples contained massive amounts of gluten, ranging from 40,000 to over 80,000 gluten parts per million. He says an ordinary loaf of supermarket wheat bread contains 80,000 parts per million. The consequences for someone with a wheat allergy could be deadly.
So in the most severe form, if you eat a hamburger bun that has wheat in it, you could have an anaphylactic reaction and it could be life-threatening. For a celiac patient, it can reactivate their disease and it can give them very significant symptoms in a very short space of time.
Test results in hand, we returned to One Life Health in Centurion first. In the shopfront, only the shop manager was around to receive us. She defended their products.
A lot of the companies make claims and the labels are very deceiving.
They call it food fraud. If you sell something, you label it one thing, but it's actually something else. Because it's much more expensive for me to come buy this loaf of bread, which is 60 Rand. Remember, they're using wheat, so they're getting more money.
Yeah, no, sure, because the wheat is less expensive than the other ones. What happens behind our backs in the bakery, we have no control of.
The owners of Nature's Healing, Aslam Mohammed and naturopath Maimouna Mohammed, confirmed that their supplier is Bella B.
Do you have an agreement with Bellabee? Is there a written contract, or have they given you a warranty so you can 100% trust the fact that what they supply you has got no gluten?
So what Bellabee has done, and I'm very happy to say this, that as we speak, they're having all these quality controls being tested to say their product has no gluten as far as they know, because they're also getting it from their suppliers.
So we tested something from Bellabee that we got.
Yes.
And if you look here, we got a Bellabee, it was rolls that we bought, and the reading there is 80,000 parts per million. The ones that they've written gluten-free actually have high amounts of gluten.
Is it? Well, I'm not too happy about that, to be honest, because I'm the supplier and I'm speaking to my clients here and then giving them that, okay, this is gluten-free, and then if it's not gluten, it's not a good thing for me. My main concern is my patient's health.
We tracked down Bellabee owner Jason Nielsen, who says that he sources his products from another bakery. He doesn't bake himself. He was shocked at the laboratory findings.
73,000.
So what does that tell you?
That tells you that it's almost a normal loaf of bread. 0 attempt was made for it to be gluten-free.
You try and do everything right, and obviously these are showing absolutely the opposite. It is terrible. I'm not walking away very happy at this point in time. Quite upset about that.
Jason handed over the phone number for his baker, Betta Sibanda, whose bakery is in Orange Grove, Johannesburg.
Do you bake gluten-free products?
No.
You don't bake gluten-free products?
No.
We have been told that you are selling gluten-free by one of the people that you supply to.
Who is the people that I supply?
Maybe we can sit down and chat about that.
No. I don't run my life on media, please. I'm sorry.
In Cape Town, at Freedom Bakery, Natasha Mandiringa, who had been the subject of a previous investigation, seemed unperturbed by our new lab results.
Where is gluten-free? Who said somebody is claiming gluten-free?
Are you saying you're not a gluten-free baker?
I did not claim gluten-free.
Okay.
But our research showed that customers of Freedom Bakery are under the impression their products are gluten-free.
Where is it written?
Your ingredients don't have any gluten. There's no gluten in any of the ingredients that you use to make the products.
Because that's the ingredients I use.
Okay, so then where does the gluten enter? Should the final product also not be gluten-free?
That's right.
But it can't be gluten-free because when we tested it, there was gluten.
That's your results.
Okay.
Are these cereals gluten-free?
Yeah, coconut-based.
Attorney Janusz Luterek specializes in consumer protection and food law.
If I tell a consumer something is gluten-free but it's not, whether it's on the label wouldn't be the determinative situation.
Back in Gauteng, we tracked down Green Valley Life, which supplied to the One Life Health supermarket. Owner Raven Rambali says the bakery that supplies him assured him the bread only contained gluten-free ingredients. He says he will stop supply and investigate.
And it is shocking to me and surprising because we are supplying these breads to our customers for the past 5 years that are gluten intolerant and they have celiac disease certified medically, and not one has come back to state that your bread has made us sick. You need to look at look further into it.
Our investigation revealed that while some labeled gluten-containing bread gluten-free, others seem to skirt the issue by listing gluten-free ingredients and simply omitting gluten from their list.
If a baker deliberately lies about using only gluten-free ingredients, what are those legal implications?
Fraud. It's fraud. All gluten-free products cost more than non-gluten-free products. So by lying to you and deceiving you intentionally about what ingredients I've used so that I can get a higher price from you, I've actually committed normal fraud. You can go to the police station and lay a charge of fraud.